What's going on, guys? Shady Mike, and I'm bringing you guys my first version of my Madden 19 slider set. Super excited about this. Been a while since I had Madden on the channel. Been a while since Madden has been worth buying. So let's get right into it. In this video, I'm going to be covering my sliders, showing all the slider changes that I made. I'm also going to have some gameplay at the end. I want to show off a Reshade preset that I've been using. Obviously, I'm playing on PC, and I know a lot of people will be asking why my game looks the way that it does, why it's as colorful as it is. So, I'm going to be showing that off as well. For the people, this is going to be kind of a long video, so for the people that want to skip ahead and just use the sliders, they will be down in the description, but I'm going to go through each one and kind of explain what I was trying to achieve. And we'll go from there. So we're playing on, let me go into the general options here, if I can find them. We're playing on all Madden. That in and of itself was risky. I didn't really want to play on all Madden. I don't like playing on all Madden. I feel like they do a lot of cheating, a lot of BS. So I was playing on all pro, and I just couldn't get the game playing the way I wanted. I couldn't get the challenge that I wanted, the realism. So I decided to bump it up. So we are, for now, going to stick with all Madden. That might change in the future, but this is what I'm rocking with. The game speed is normal, and from what I don't know if even people even know about this. From what I know, you have to play on normal. The slow game speed and the very slow game speed, because I did think normal was a little fast, a little bit jerky, so I liked slow, but there are some freezing and jittery like hesitation animations that trigger when you play with on slow game speed and very slow game speed. So for right now, slow is the only way to play. So we're going to be, I apologize, normal is the only way to play. So we're taking a look at these things right here. I'm playing 15-minute quarters with the runoff to 15 seconds. The play clock runoff, that keeps the game not too long, and it gives me a realistic amount of plays and things like that as well. So another thing, I have tested these sliders strictly in franchise mode. I'm not sure how they play in Play Now. The Madden slider community is a little weird. They're very superstitious. They believe certain things. They believe you have to import sliders a certain way. The Play Now does this. Penalty sliders do that. I don't really get into any of that. I play franchise. I test in franchise. That's what I do. Feel free to try these guys out and Play Now and let me know how they are. They're probably not even that different, but we'll see. So let's get right into the sliders. I haven't messed with the XP sliders just yet. There are some good sets on Operation Sports. I hate plugging that website, but I'm going to be doing that a lot through this video. So heading into the user sliders, I have quarterback accuracy at 13. Now, I wanted to see errant passes because I was just tearing the defense apart. This adds a pretty significant challenge to the game, but you're going to see a big difference in guys like Tom Brady and a big difference in guys like Case Keenum to Carson Wentz, all the way to Josh McCown on the Jets. It's very much shows the skill of the quarterback that you're playing with. This is user preference for sure, but I felt like this was a good setting that gives me some errant passes, but also respects the ratings of the quarterbacks. So that was the goal. I didn't want to hit every single pass. I wanted pressure to mean something, and you will see inaccurate passing sometimes. It might be a little bit too much to handle at first, especially depending on where your skill level is, but it really works for me. You have to add touch to passes. You can't always just throw bullet passes because they're not as accurate, so I really like that. One thing that helped me a lot was on drag routes, adding touch to the pass instead of just gunning it to the receiver, because a lot of times it would be inaccurate. I like that touch. It adds an extra layer to the I guess tactics to the game that I wasn't really seeing. Pass blocking for the user, I have that at 76, significant bump from the default on all Madden, and it still might go up. I mean, the CPU pass rush is relentless. So that's still kind of up in the air. I felt like at 76 it still gives you the opportunity for those deep routes to develop, but at the same time, when the CPU brings pressure, they bring pressure. Next one, wide receiver catching at the default 50. I've got it at 55. At the default 50, I mean, my goodness, they drop everything. They drop everything. So I understand it, but you have to also understand that NFL wide receivers are NFL wide receivers. Scrub receivers will make a crazy catch every now and again. And I didn't feel like just because I was going across the middle, I'm going across the middle with guys like Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, good receivers and just dropping everything. So that's what made me make that move up to 55. The run blocking and the fumbles are where you're going to see very interesting changes. So the way that I came up with this slider set, and if you haven't been around Madden sliders for a while, you may not have heard this term before, but these sliders are zero based. So pretty much means you start at zero and you work your way up to where things work so that the sliders are actually as low as they possibly can be. The run blocking at zero, and if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see some of the clips that I've been uploading. I really like it here for the user because what I was seeing was with it high, it was too easy to run out of the shotgun. Here you're still going to be breaking off runs. You're still going to be able to break tackles and move, around with running backs. But the defense actually plays to the run, and the linemen don't hold their blocks in as unrealistic a way as they do on default. I dropped fumbles down to 25 because I hadn't seen any really, so that's what made me do that. In terms of the pass defense, on the default 50 interceptions, I was seeing way too many interceptions thrown by the CPU. I had a game where Phillip Rivers threw 7 picks, so that's what made me do that. In the terms of pass coverage, I have it at 100 for the user, and you'll see down here I have it at 0 for the CPU. It just plays well. For now, it plays well like that. You're still, it's just not going to be crazy. But I like it there because the all Madden CPU pass attack is relentless. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes you still can't stop them. And I'm open to tweaking that. The tackling at 0 for the user. This was really my only option here to give the CPU some type of running game. And I'm going to be honest, the CPU running game is still not really where I want it. It's better than default, but I needed it here just to give the CPU a chance to get out of the backfield. Going down to the CPU sliders, same thing with the accuracy. It's a sweet spot. I like it here. You'll see some errant passes, but I was playing Eagles versus Falcons as the Eagles, and Matt Ryan was tearing me up. So don't worry, the accuracy isn't too low, but you will see trash quarterbacks struggle. Pass blocking is a sweet spot. This may actually be on the rise for the CPU because with the Eagles defensive line, I know it is probably one of the best in the league, but I was getting a lot of pressure. So we'll watch that. I'll wait for some of you guys' feedback to see what I'm going to do with this. Wide receiver catching for the CPU, I literally just made the same change as I did up here for the user, but just in the opposite direction. So I dropped it by 5. At default, I felt like they were catching everything, spectacular catches, one-handed catches. This is just BS. So I dropped a little bit. Now you're going to see the receivers play a little bit more to their ratings. They still catch a lot. But you'll be able to get some incompletions here and there by knocking the ball loose. Run blocking at 100 for the CPU is a no-brainer. Their default rushing attack is terrible. I really had a game, I think it was the Steelers I was playing, and Le'Veon Bell had 15 carries for 0 yards. So I've got this at 100. I don't see this going down, but we'll see where that goes. With the fumbles at 0, pass reaction time at 0, and pass coverage at 0, and their tackling at 0, it just opens the game up. It's a very open game now, and I really like the way that the game plays with it like this. Their pass defense is still very tight. I know way back in the day, these sliders used to actually be reversed, but I haven't seen anything like that here this year. With the interceptions at 30, it's still a sweet spot. You throw dumb passes, they will get picked off. Do not play those games. If you test big-time corners like Jalen Ramsey and don't have a step on him, you will get picked off. It's simple as that. Think about who you're throwing the ball at, who you're throwing the ball to. Will they be able to go and get it or not? Special teams, very simple. I did a slight boost in field goal power. I felt like that was based off of the ratings. That's how it should be. Punt power needed to go down a little bit. I was averaging close to 55 to 60 yards per punt. Thought that was a little bit too much. The punt accuracy being this high has a lot to do with the CPU. I want them to be able to have the ability to pin me deep in the red zone and things like that inside the 5. So I've left kickoff power exactly where that's at. In terms of the injuries, I have that at the default 10. I still get a lot of injuries. So we'll see. That may be adjusted in one way or the other. I've kept fatigue at default, and now I have the threshold at 75. This is so important. With the threshold at 75, I really like it here. The gameplay is very smooth. It helps you not just be able to run around the field with extremely fast players too much. Guys like Tyreek Hill are going to get a lot of separation, even at 75, but it's not unrealistic. If he doesn't have a head of steam on him, he can't just outrun everyone from a standing start. So I really like that where it's at. It also helps with the running game too, the outside run game. It helps linebackers get to where they need to be. So I really like this. I don't see this item changing, but we'll see. Penalty sliders, excuse me. I've kept them default for now. I've been away from the Madden slider game for a while, so I'm not 100% sure. Back in the day, the penalty sliders used to affect gameplay. I don't believe that's still the case, but just to be safe, I started tweaking my sliders without touching the penalty sliders because I really like where they're at. So I'm going to actually get into a game here with the Seahawks in this franchise here against the Broncos, and I'm going to play this game. Now, I don't know if I'm going to upload the entire thing because that would be an extremely, long video. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But pretty much I'm going to put the Color Rush jerseys on, and I want to show off this Reshade preset that I've been using while this loads. Excuse me.
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado.
So as you can see, the colors pop. They look really good. A little bit better than default. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do this kickoff real quick. So I want to show you guys in the instant replay. If you're not familiar, let me just have this guy stop talking.
Is underway.
Right.
Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the
let's skip
27-yard line.
And let's get into the replay. So, actually, the first thing that I want to show off is this dude Griffin right here. He only has one hand, which is just awesome and crazy at the same time, and it's super cool that he's still able to be an NFL player with one hand. Super random, but I think that's like epic. So that's really cool to have him represented like that in the game. But anyways, so this is the Reshade preset. This was made by a user named Rob D on Operation Sports. I will link his Reshade thread in the description. This is something that just makes the colors more vibrant. As you can see, this game looks freaking crazy. Awesome look. I love the way the Color Rush uniforms look. I love the way the grass looks. It's phenomenal. So real quick, I'm gonna do kind of like a on-off type thing. So this is the game with the Reshade preset on, as you see it, and then watch when I turn it off. See that difference? Can you see that? Let's go over to some of the Broncos players right here. Marshall. Look at how the colors pop. Look at how it's green. The grass is green now. I think it adds so much to the game. You guys have seen me use this with 2K. And another thing, look at the sleeves. Look at the white stripe on the jersey. Look how it's like a almost like a gray, and then it turns into a white. It's phenomenal. So shout out to Rob for this Reshade preset. I really like this one. This is what I'm rolling with for now. I'm sure other users will come out with other ones, so it's just a start right now. But for now, I really like the look of this. So that's pretty much it for the sliders and the Reshade. This is how I'm playing right now. Definitely give these a go. Let me know how they play. Let me know like your skill set. Let me know what you think could be better, what could be worse. I'm gonna, pretty much step out here, turn the mic off, and then just play the game. And I'll show you guys some gameplay. I might hop back in if there's anything I feel I need to narrate or something like that. But I just want to kind of get a feel for the game. I'm still playing. It's been a while since I've been back on Madden, so you guys might even see some rustiness from me, but just bear with me, and we'll go from there. So let's get right into it.
The first NFL carry here for the rookie Royce Freeman. A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. Nazaire Jones there on the tackle.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
First carry from Devontae Booker. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the gun on third down, Keenum. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them. Sometimes you have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Eluding the pressure right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. On 2nd down, Wilson. And he floats one there, incomplete. The tight end, Ed Dixon, was the target. And now it's 3rd down.
All right, Captain. It's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up on 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
I think you have to. I think in this situation, you kind of run out of your running plays, fire another one into the end zone.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. That's caught at the 1. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal. Wilson on the keeper. Trying to wedge his way in there. No signal. I don't think he got there. He didn't. They try the sneak, but not enough push. He doesn't get in. And the Bronco defense comes up big. So the D-line got the push there against the O-line to stop that quarterback sneak.
A really high percentage call on offense. I think it's the right call. But as you noted, if they didn't get the push, you can't get in there. There's no place for him to...
And he's trying to plow ahead, but I don't think he got there. He did it. That's a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here. A safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10, right at the 30. On 1st down, Wilson. It's complete to Jerron Brown. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
A carry now for McKissick. Darian Stewart there to bring him down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Here's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get nothing out of that one. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. In their locker room, they've got a sign that says defense wins championships. And Charles, they pointed to that this week, said that has to be us. Looking good early.
I like how you saw that because of the bold letters, right? You saw the emphasis that they place on that and what they believe in. And for them, it's every single snap. So it's not just a matter of getting to the quarterback and knocking the ball free. They're trying to read when that ball's going to come free. As soon as those hands separate to throw the ball, they want to be there and have a chance to knock it out.
Booker on 1st down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some time.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
What part of it went empty set there? No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect it.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll go again with McKissick. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. This is Carson. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. The Pro Bowler Chris Harris is in on the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Good route, good pickup for first down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Wilson flushed out right. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down.
Holding, offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Third and long, it's Wilson. Now they go screen, it's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
So it's our first offensive points of the game so far, and it gives us a very rare scoreline. We don't see this one often, 5-0.
Yeah, it's been sort of a weird one to this point, hasn't it? But hey, in this league, you take points any way you can get them.
Returning it, Carlos Henderson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. These Broncos coming off 2 years of not making the playoffs after winning Super Bowl 50. And last year in Vance Joseph's first season, they went 5-11, had an 8-game losing streak. Now, look, the defense remained elite. But the quarterback carousel, the general lack of offensive production really led to a disappointing 2017.
And in order for them to reverse that, they've got to continue to play to their strength, which is their defense. And they did that by drafting Bradley Chubb at number 5 overall, the defensive end out of North Carolina State. Gives them extra pass rushers. But on offense, they made a peace offering to their defense by signing Case Keenum at quarterback. That should calm down that position and open up possibilities on the offensive side of the ball.
He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Running again, and again it's Booker. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a...
So just to hop in here, this is what's annoying about the CPU rushing attack. The blocking is good, the hole is good, but look at this run. Are you serious? It's daylight. It's literally daylight. I don't know who's blowing up my phone, but he has daylight to run, and this guy literally just runs to the he says, "Oh, there's a defender. Let me hit him. Let me run to him." He stops and runs into the guy. I hate that. So that's obviously something we're still working on. Got to get the CPU run game going. That's an important part of the game for sure.
Yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. Short, it's Booker. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now. 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run with McKissick. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position.
Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out.
Gotta go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. Throwing is Wilson. He finds his man, Baldwin. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Wilson. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Adam Gotsis. in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, it's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 40 yards.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the 1st down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Second and 10. It's Wilson again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Let's go 14.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed him for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. I think this crowd not really sure what to make of things. You know, their guys have not looked very good. Their leader here at the top, he hasn't looked that great either.
And most of the time you hear guys talk about how they don't let the crowd affect them or they block it off. Well, that's not really fully true because a lot of the times you ride the wave of emotion with the crowd when it's positive for you. In this case, they've got to find a way to shake it off and at least get something done to maybe put the crowd back on their side.
Absolutely. Give these guys something to cheer about. Keenum now to throw. Sanders has it over the middle. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone or...
Better against man because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
I'd say the staff that's up in the booth watching the game, they may want to file that one away. See how fast the free safety closed to make that play? Might want to check into a throw the next time.
Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now fourth down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Now Case Keenum and the offense heading back onto the field. He has not had the game that he envisioned. His team has not had the game that they've envisioned here. So how do they turn this around now?
Well, right now what he's looking forward to doing is finding a way to get the added weight on his back. Is it like that monkey?
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble.
And I'm not sure if they're going to review this, but it is crazy that they call this a fumble. What in the world? Wow.
From what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Here's McKissick. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson looking for his big receiver, Marshall. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Brandon Marshall, 48 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise. To me, that's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason, and runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A gain of 32 that time.
Today's receivers in the NFL, they're the complete package nowadays. We know they can run, we know they can catch, but they have those big frames now. So oftentimes they just out-physical guys downfield and go up and catch the football. And we saw a big gain as a result on that play.
Staying on his feet, going for the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
From the gun on third down, Keenum. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. A Bronco first down, Keenum hooking up with Thomas.
I know retirement ceremonies, a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. To throw on second down is Keenum. They set up the screen to Booker. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the foot.
That the first NFL touchdown of the career of Royce Freeman as they are now on the board here in the first half. And a nice little start to the career for the rookie here, hitting the end zone in week 1 of his career.
And that's a true welcome to the NFL moment, isn't it? The one that you actually like. A lot of times it's that big hit from a linebacker that says, all right, Rook, here you are. But when you're able to put it in the end zone and feel that sense of accomplishment, that usually fuels you towards doing it many more times in your career.
This will be fielded at the 8. Oh, and now he pulls him over. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. So nothing there. I don't know that that's all in the back, though. You got to look at blocking there, don't you?
I would agree with that totally. At some point, they have to win at the point of attack. Instead, it was the defense getting it done again and holding them to no gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Come on, triple.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. And he fends him off. Flush to his right. He's going to let this go deep. Back over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. They will run it. It's McKissick. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Now it's Carson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to take it down to about the 35 here. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Escaping the pressure right. He hits Baldwin right side. A good pickup there at 22.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Bradley Roby, the quarterback, there to make the stop.
Let's go get it right here. Come on. Go.
They run it with Carson. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They go play action here on 1st down. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Derek Wolfe in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, 1st down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on 2nd down.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And Janikowski bangs it through, and that will bump the lead up to 11. So that one is his 3rd of the game. Now, if you're wondering, that's only halfway to his career high, as he once had 6 field goals.
Brandon, what, 6? Let's hope we don't get that again, please. Can we see a few touchdowns here and there?
That'd be nice. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the 2nd half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they've bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Keenum going for it on 4th. Got a man. He finds Sanders. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
What in the world was that? So we get beat on the big play. Emmanuel Sanders, touchdown, right? Touchdown. What is this? That's infuriating. Oh, man, that's crazy. Terrible running awareness by the CPU in this game. And that, just stuff like that, I don't know if Sliders fix this stuff. Look at that. That's unforgivable, man.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on 3rd down plays. But when you go for it on 4th down, sometimes you're actually just praying. And on that play, the prayer was...
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Devontae Booker, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This one fielded at the 5. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brandon Marshall leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now Wilson eluding the pressure right. And he slings one that's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's 3rd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
He's going to air this out for Baldwin. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
Good job by this defense, and now playing what they call complementary football. Offense scores a touchdown for them, so they come right out, force what should be a 3-and-out, and keep the momentum squarely on their side.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they were good last time out with a touchdown drive. This go-around, it's not going to be very easy starting from inside their own 5.
But they shouldn't be daunted by it. You work on this the entire offseason. You work on it in practice. It's called coming out session. Start the ball inside the 5, start on the 5, on the 10. They should be ready to go.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. They'll run with Booker. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football. It's almost like the defense is there on the handoff.
On 3rd down, it's Freeman. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's a pickup of 6, but it's not going to be enough. And the punt team's going to be summoned on 4th down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
On is the punter King to send it away. Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. And he takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up a 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
Now he'll escape to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Derek Wolfe. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Being chased out left. And that is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sanders. And he's able to get up here to the 26. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. From the gun on third down, Keenum. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
And the coach has decided to throw the red flag. He will challenge this play.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
What? Do y'all see this? Wait. What in the world? Okay, he catches it. I guess they're saying he dragged his feet here. I guess catch. What? He didn't even hold on to it. Oh, that's crazy. It looks like Madden doesn't know what a catch is either. That's crazy. Wow.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup. And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him in the open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Sanders. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Oh, partner, that play brought back memories. Watching them string it out, letting the runner get all the way to the sideline area, but not letting him get out of bounds. They formed that picket fence and didn't allow him through.
Not only that, got him for a loss as well here. And one of the reasons they lead in the fourth quarter, plays like that.
Yeah, it took a little more time off the clock, making him do it that way, didn't it?
And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 6. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know. Defensive
first
end,
down.
he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
They'll run it. This is Booker. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Devontae Booker. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will make this a 4-point game. The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a 1st down.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Well, some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. The drive starts with Devontae Booker, and the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. They'll hand off to Booker. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
For the handoff, this is Booker. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
On 3rd and long, it's Keenum. This is Booker on the dump ball. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes inside like,
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Denver Broncos are in for 6. This was a close game.
And that's probably going to do it here. No answer. I tried this screen and just the pass rush, way too much. No answer. Wow, it really looked like he was down there, but I guess not. Man, that's tough. No answer for the pass rush all game. I mean, how many times was I sacked? Jeez. 42% of my passes. Case Keenum's at 90. There's just no answers here. Holy crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 sacks. And they're not all Von Miller either. That's crazy. So you kind of see they beat me this game just with the pass rush easy. I had a lot of opportunities because they had a lot of turnovers. So sucks there.
Needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
McManus's point after is good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it, but you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. Escapes the sack. Dancing to his left. And he hits on the slant route to Marshall. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had their lone TD earlier. Now he's got a first down. Now Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Marshall. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? I mean, you're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, Oh, boy, you wish you hadn't.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
Sometime in this fourth quarter, someone on defense is going to have to step up and force a turnover.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. From the gun, it's Keenum. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now it's Keenum. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Here's Keenum now on second down. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Shotgun snap for Keenum. And some room to work. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's fourth down. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And McManus able to put it through, and that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. With his guys trailing here in the fourth, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, your 2 scores down.
And the Broncos get there and take him down. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Oh, not running. Keenum wants to throw. And now running right through it. Oh, now he bowls him over. Flushed out right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Third and long. It's Keenum. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then,
Personal foul.
this game's
Roughing
over.
the kicker. Defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused.
Must
because
have.
It had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.
All right, so of course the game that I play, I get my butt kicked live. Take a look through the stats here. I guess, again, it's just stuff like this. It's just takes so much time. I mean, my goodness, I got torn up by Case Keenum, and that's why he didn't throw any touchdowns, but it was just like I was pass rushing, I was blitzing the whole game, and it just seemed like every single time he was able to find the open guy. So that sucks. But their offense wasn't as super dominant. It was just that I didn't capitalize when I had the ball. Again, the CPU rush here sucked pretty bad. They did have 3 touchdowns on the ground, so it was like they were good in the red zone when they only could run forward. But when they get out in open field, they act very crazy. So, you know, that's still an area that I would definitely like to see better. I couldn't stop the Broncos pass rush at all. 5, 6, 7 sacks. Then the interception as well when I was under pressure. I mean, that's part of the game. And when you're playing, and especially with this set, when you're playing a team that has a guy like Von Miller who's just going to bring pressure every single time, a defense like this, you have to hold people in the block. I didn't do that. I kept trying to look down the field. Got owned. Let me say that. I kind of want to go back to my side because I got some sacks too. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to the quarterback 4 times. A cornerback had a sack. A free safety had a sack. A linebacker had a sack. And then the left end had a sack. So all my sacks came from blitzes. I was not getting great pressure with my front 4. So that was a big part of it. Running the ball, my running back had 57 yards on 18 carries, not great. My backup running back had better yards, but going back to just the passing, terrible game for me. 45% completion, 1 touchdown, an interception. So yeah, I got owned, and that was at first a real defensive struggle. Like I started with the safety, so that was interesting. But you know, this is beta sliders. This is how I'm playing Madden right now. I am enjoying it. There's so much room for improvement, but at the same time, there's so much potential. I guess one thing I would like to say, I would like to see some type of patch to address. One, I think the pass coverage could definitely be better. Man and zone, I'd definitely like to see something like that. And also, I would like to see the CPU running backs just be more proactive, move forward a lot better, and it'll be interesting. So that's just, you know, what I've got so far. It's a lot of fun doing this, a lot of fun tweaking sliders. Stay tuned for more. I'm super excited to be playing Madden 19 on the PC, and I'm also excited to see if what the modding community can do with this game. So you know, this is everything I got for you guys, and just stay tuned. If you try the sliders, give me some feedback. I'm going to keep working regardless to see what type of improvements we can make. But other than that, take it easy.